It's an awesome day to you, our lovely, smart, beautiful, and smart real estate investors, wherever you're watching us across the world. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that's been following us on Property Matters. And in case you're seeing a video like this for the first time, my name is Adejare, and I'm your number one real estate investment specialist. And today's episode on Property Matters, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that's been supporting us, to everybody that's patronized us. I want to say a very big thank you. In case you're seeing a video like this for the first time, my name is Adejare. I'm your host here on Property Matters. And Property Matter is where we discuss everything real estate, talking about the kind of investments, the location of investment, the document of investment, how to verify a fraudulent real estate transaction. We've talked about four criteria you should put into consideration whenever you're selecting your home preferred real estate developer. We've talked about the rental market. We've talked about the short-term market. We've talked about leasehold. We've talked about almost everything you need to know on how the Lagos State real estate market is being operated. So in case you're coming across this video for the first time and you like what you're doing or what we are doing, please subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a video like this, a very important personality like you will be the very first person to see it. Once again, I'm Adejare. Thank you for staying tuned, and I'll be back immediately after this short timeout.
What are the three basic things you look out for whenever you want to do a safe and genuine real estate investment? The very first thing you want to put into consideration is the neighborhood. You don't want to buy a land or buy a property in a place that seems isolated. And the next thing you also want to put into consideration is the accessibility and the road structure. This is Happy Land Estate. Yes, Happy Land Estate is in Shongotedo. As you can see, it's an already built up estate. Right here, we have few plots of lands that has C of O. Yes, I have the document at my disposal. The C of O is guaranteed. And we have it in different plot sites. We have the 300 square meter selling for 17.5, and then the 500 square meter, which is a full plot, selling for 35 million. Um, the catch here is that looking for a place where you can build, or a place where you can put it up for short lets, or you can do rental properties. This is happy land. Okay, if you don't have your 5 to 6 million naira here, you can't rent something like this. Look at this beautiful duplex. Yes, if you want to rent a duplex of this nature in this estate, you're looking between 5 to 6 million naira, depending on the typology. If it's a terrace, it's maybe 4 million. If it's fully detached like this, it's between 5 to 6 million. So when you buy a property of this magnitude in this serene environment, the developers can be trusted. Really acquired. We had to fix the papers. Yes, the first thing we did was to get a C of O first. So, like I said, the documents are available upon request. You can check it, your surveyor can check it, your lawyers can check it. So, when it comes to C of O, it's guaranteed. And of course, the neighborhood, as you can see, people are building. And of course, the property is beside is see, this is the building, this is the property. Can you see where that black gate is? So you take advantage of this investment opportunity and you don't miss out on it. So for more information about Peak Royal, I finally mentioned the name of the estate. You can call the number below the caption of this video. You know what I do on Property Matter is that if it's not genuine, I'm going to hit your notice. So you have the opportunity to buy it. Now, if you're in the diaspora and you have been looking forward, if your investment strategy is to go for places that are well developed like this, open, this is Happy Land Estate, and I have to keep emphasizing on the locations. For more information, give me a call.
All right, it's an honor, it's a privilege that I don't take for granted. Thank you very, very much to all our smart real estate investors, to all our intending and prospective real estate investors. We want to say a very big thank you. Now, before I go further into today's topic, in case you're wondering what we do, we are a real estate consulting firm here in the beautiful city of Lagos, and we help smart real estate investors, okay, to help for any kind of real estate investment that I've been looking forward to. Remember, as a brand, we pay adequate attention to due diligence. We ensure the safety of the property before we recommend to you. So, in case you're looking forward to your next real estate investment, you know that you should be looking and, of course, be patronizing us here at King's Court Property. So, after watching this particular educative guide, we've talked about a whole lot. We have over 203 videos, yes, addressing different aspects of real estate investment. When someone said, "Wow, you've actually done a great job," of course, that's a very big thanks to you because you dedicated your time, okay, to focus and, of course, of course, watch some of our videos. So, after watching this particular educative guide at your leisure time, you can check any of our playlists. Trust me, you're going to learn a lot. So on today's episode of Property Matters, I've received several inquiries concerning the last topic. And today I'm going to be talking about how to position your next real estate investment. So I'm going to be talking about how to position your next real estate investment. And this particular topic will be addressing so many unanswered questions that most excuse me, most of our prospective real estate investors may have in mind. So today we're going to be talking about how to position your real estate investment. And of course, today we're talking about how you should build a very, very profitable real estate investment portfolio. Now, what actually brought about this topic basically is due to the fact that after several interactions with some diaspora and real estate investor and some of our people that are in Nigeria, when we did our own due diligence and our fact check, we found out that a whole lot of diaspora investors are doing their real estate investment wrongly. Now, many of them have been cajoled and have been swayed, with this mindset that just buy anywhere. I like if you are bought anywhere, you're going to get good returns. Yes, truthfully, the sole aim of investing in real estate obviously is to get good return. But those who will get better returns are those who are investing strategically and those who are building, a profitable real estate investment portfolio. So today we're going to talk about how to position your next real estate investment, and emphasis will be on how to build a profitable real estate investment portfolio. So this obviously is a topic you don't want to miss, but do well to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that you will get notifications. For some time now, we will not be sending links to some of our real estate investors, but when we have a new video, we'll send you a message and you'll be required to go to our channel, because one of the reasons why YouTube flagged, I said YouTube, one of the reasons why um, Instagram and of course WhatsApp flagged our account was because we're sending too many links. So we'll just do a video to notify you that there's a new video. So for you not to miss out our video, to miss out on any of our videos, you need to subscribe. So let's go to the topic. Excuse me. Now, how do you build a profitable real estate investment portfolio? And what should be your focal point for your next real estate investment? Now, the very first thing I want real estate investors, wherever you are, whether you're in Nigeria or you're in diaspora, is that people use a lot of jingles, people use a lot of overhyping, people use a lot of influencing to sell real estate in Lagos. When we talk about influencing, we are talking about media influencing. A lot of people leverage on social media, and a whole lot of people, of course, use personal, okay, excuse me, personal influencing to get people to make real estate investment. So, as a real estate investor, building a profitable real estate portfolio is very important so that you will not be throwing money into the wrong locations. Now, when you're building a real estate portfolio, you need to understand some certain things that I will be outlining. Now, one of our videos, I've talked about the importance of diversification. And talking about under this importance of diversification, I also explained to prospective real estate investors that every location has its own market. Like for instance, the Highland has its own real estate market. The mainland also has its own real estate market. And as a profitable real estate investment specialist, what we do basically is to open you up to the realities of the facts and the realities surrounding this market, so that when you are when you're doing your real estate investment, you understand, okay, the important things you should put into consideration. So let's look at how to build a profitable real estate investment portfolio. Now, the very first thing basically is that people invest in real estate for different reasons. So I'll be outlining this investment and I'll be attaching this explanation to how you can build, okay, a profitable real estate investment and how you should position your next property investment. So the very first thing basically is that if you are interested, okay, in just investing for the future, you need to understand basically that there are some real estate listings that fit into that category. That means that there are some investments that you will do today that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, depending on the duration of the development of that particular location, is going to be a very, very, very good investment for you. And of course, I don't need to talk too much. Many of us know that Ekpe is the main thing, okay? And it is very good that you understand that Ekpe would not just develop over time, just like every other region. But Ekpe has a higher perspective and higher chances of development. So if your aim, okay, is to invest in such locations strictly for land banking, you can look at Epe. Also, there are some other places in Elenrongbe, axis of Ibeju, Lekki, which is also good for land banking. Okay, then please, like I always say, diversify. There are some places in that Epe Ijebu, okay, which is also fantastic for land banking, Epe Ijebu axis. And of course, you should start looking at Ibadan. You should start looking at other places like Abeokuta. In fact, there are some places I bought for less than 2 million, which is a buy and build in Abeokuta that you won't get in Lagos. Okay, so that is another investment strategy. So that basically is for an investor who is looking forward to just buy and hold and resell at higher value in the next 2 and 3 or perhaps 5, 6 years. Now, what determines the level of appreciation basically for that particular location is based on the activities of government and the influx of people to that particular location. So you need to have an accurate understanding that as we notice government and of course parastatals, companies, industry in that region will determine how fast that place will appreciate. Now, in cases whereby we don't have such products, as I said, such projects coming to that region, don't expect a higher return, regardless of the location. There are people who have bought places like Acton that wants to resell, people that bought some places in Badagry, but Badagry is still going to appreciate. That one is so sure. But the time for appreciation is what we cannot tell right now. So, as a real estate investor, there are some indices, there are some projects that you see government doing that you have a total assurance that government have not forgotten that place. That is for land banking. And another thing I want you real estate investor to understand is that whatsoever figures that your realtor or your company is giving you as the appreciation rate, that figure is not realistic until you have been paid. That means that they say, okay, fine, the land you bought for 4 million is now worth 8 million, it's now worth 10 million. That obviously is a speculative appreciation. It is when somebody has paid you that 10 million or that expected return, that's when you can say that land is worth that particular amount. Okay, so you need to understand that. So that is for land banking investment. Now, if you are looking towards like what you want to do, basically is let's say rental apartments, Airbnb. Now, a real estate investor needs to understand that when you are doing a rental properties or an Airbnb, such market thrives in locations that are very, very developed. If you want to get the maximum return, the maximum um, return on investment, whether it is your apartment or your duplexes, regarding on what you want to use for your rentals or Airbnb and short let, you have to situate that project in a well-developed estate or well-developed location. For instance, the 5 hotshot locations for rentals, for Airbnb, and for other places, there's no place you will talk about Airbnb and you rule out Ikeja. There's no place you will talk about Airbnb and you will rule out Maryland. There's no way you will talk about Airbnb and you will rule out Yaba. There's no place you talk about Airbnb and you will not put in Surulere. There's no way you talk about Airbnb and you will not talk about Lekki Phase 1. And even that Lekki Phase 1, there are some regions that you will pass. The moment you have exceeded Chevron, the chances that your Airbnb and your shortlet and your rentals will give you that expected income is very lower. Why? Because there are some factors that may prevent people from renting your properties that most people will not tell you. Like there are some places in Lekki Phase 1, there are some places in that orchard that are flood prone, basically. So when it rains, if there are facilities, if the road facilities, the drainage facilities are not properly done, people within that region don't get the best. So situate your Airbnb and your rental properties in Ikeja, Maryland, Yaba, Surulere. Ilupeju is also fine, okay? You can look at some places in Lekki Phase 1. And please, for Airbnb right now, realistically, any Airbnb that exceeds Chevron, the chances of you getting your apartment rented out or booked for the for the year is dependent on the location. And the reason why most times I usually encourage diversification as a real estate investor is because of the fact that I've seen government policies and regulations concerning properties change over the shortest period of time. So as a real estate investor, you need to understand how to position your see. A whole lot of people have bought property and they've spent a whole lot of money and they are not getting the estimated or the expected return on investment. And that is due to the fact that a whole lot of investors have been advised wrongly. And this is why you need to look at these things and have an accurate understanding on how the market is regulated. Now, for a real estate investor who wants to invest in Epe, now, not all part of Epe are only for land banking. Like, for instance, when you look at the Temu aspect of Epe, the Boka aspect of Epe, there are some places that you will buy and you can start building. But the reality of these things basically is that if you want to do anything, buy and build in Epe, if you have exceeded, okay, Boka, if you have exceeded Temu, if you have exceeded Iragushi, other places are land banking. I know a lot of people will not be will not be happy with disclosing this, but you people deserve to know the truth. So, what is the worth of property within that? Although I've seen instances whereby real estate investors are giving price valuation based on their own assessment and their own conviction that this is what this property should worth. But realistically, working with some data, Temu, Boka basically right now, if you are getting anything 8 to 9 million all inclusive in Temu and Boka is a very, very good investment. So you can buy and you can start building if it's for rent and some other things. But let me quickly reiterate the fact that the rental market in Temu, in Buka, in Ragushi, okay, area of Ekpe basically will begin to peak 2 to 3 years when the international airport starts. So if you have a property within that region, still hold, don't build yet. So that is that. So these are the investment options that real estate invest. Let's talk about Lekki. Let's talk about Shongotedo. Let's talk about other places of the highland. What kind of investment can I situate there? Now, if you are a diaspora real estate investor and your own is just to have a property in Nigeria, like they're not minding whether your apartment gets booked or your apartment gets rented. You just want to have something that anytime you're in Nigeria, you just want to relax, have fun. Then when you are going, you lock your apartment or you give it to agents, they can rent it out. Now, this is where you should start focusing on the places of Aja, Tongotedo, Abramadesanya, and other places. Now, the reason why I'm saying this basically is that I've been to Abidjan GRA and the worth of property basically right now, according to my own estimation and valuation, I felt some properties are being overhyped. So that's my own reality of what I think. Of course, people have different yardstick, for doing their own assessment. But as far as I'm concerned, if I have 30 million, I'd rather take that 30 million to get 2 bedroom apartment in Yaba, where I know that my apartment will be booked all through the year. They will, in fact, you can't. But there are some places in Abidjan GRA, there are some places in Shongotedo that are still empty. In fact, there's a particular real estate investor. She's also a diaspora and she bought a property from one real estate company several years ago. This is actually the third year after she has bought that property. The property is towards that, Ogombo axis. Till today, she has not gotten a tenant. So that's the reality of how the rental market operates. So sometimes, if your properties are not strategically located on the island, you struggle to get tenants. That's the truth. A lot of people will just say buy, 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 invest, 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 but they won't tell you the reality or some of the challenges of what you will do. There are some places that you will situate your properties. If they are not strategically located, you will struggle to get tenants, and that's just the truth. But if you are this kind of investor that you don't care whether there is tenant or anything, you just want to have the apartment to yourself, maybe a place where you come, you spend time with your family. Anytime you people are in Nigeria and you want to look at your apartment, you want to give to an agency, that's a fantastic idea. But there are some places on the island that you buy your property, you build your house, and you still struggle to get tenants. So these are some of the ways. So this is how you should position. Okay, you want good rental income. Focus on Ikeja. Focus on Maryland. Focus on Yaba. In fact, I will stress that Yaba very much. And the reason why I won't stress Ikeja, Maryland, basically is that apartment right now on the roof, they're very expensive. But for Yaba, you can still get two-bedroom for a little bit above 46, 48, and of course you get to spread the payment. But in Ikeja, I think two-bedroom is almost like 70, 80 million. So that's just the point. So the thing is that, but for Yaba, basically, you can get an apartment today, and agency will come and meet you and tell you we have tenants that wants to rent your apartment. So that's the reality. Now, the reason why it is so for Yaba basically is that we have markets, we have companies, we have institutions. Yaba is a very popular place, and of course, its proximity, okay, to Lekki, less than 10 minutes, to the international airport, less than 25 minutes, to other places of Oshodi, Ikeja. Yaba is very central, and that is why I would suggest that if you have had one or two properties on the mainland, your next rental property should be in Yaba. If you cannot afford Ikeja, you cannot afford Maryland, you cannot afford Surulere, your property over there are very. So Yaba is a very good option. So these are the way you should position. So when you are buying land banking, just know you are buying land banking. If you are doing poker, just know I'm buying this property, I'm developing it in the next 2, 3 years. I want to do rental properties. I already have some on the island. Let me go to the mainland. Now, when you invest strategically, this is how you build a profitable real estate investment portfolio. So people are saying in the next 4, 5, 6 years, they want to start, a lot of people have told me the reason why I'm buying property is that by the time I'm 50, by the time I'm 60, I want to retire and I want to get good return. This is how you should prepare. This is how you prepare for retirement. You just don't put all your investments in the Lekki. You just don't put all your lands, all your properties in Epe. Is Epe good? Fantastic. Is Bejeki good? Fantastic. But a very, very smart real estate investor spreads it. I have in Lepe, awesome. I have in Ibejuleki, awesome. I have in Shongotedo, awesome. Okay, where should I go? Let me go to Yaba. Let me pick one or two properties. Okay, if I can afford Maryland, let me pick one or two properties there. If I can afford Magodo, let me go that way. In fact, nothing stop you from even having investments in Muwe. Nothing stop you from having, investments. Do you understand? In Abeokuta and in Ibadan. You understand? This is how you build wealth. So in the next 10, maybe in the next 6, 7 years, where there might be some level of uncertainty, that real estate investment portfolio keeps you. And as long as you have it, you will never, ever, ever experience lack. So this is how I am building my own real estate investment portfolio. So I can't afford Yaba right now, but maybe in the next 2, 3 years I should. So this is how you should build so you diversify. So that when policy changes, there are sometimes the government will introduce policy that may not favor people on the highland. You saw what happened at the quarter. For people who put all their properties there, they are counting their losses right now. Do you understand? Because of the fact that there is uncertainty in government, economic, or real estate policies. So when you diversify, if Lekki is not giving me good rent, obviously Yaba will give me good rent. Shongotedo will give me good rent. Ekpe will give me good rent. Ibejuleki will give me good rent. My property in Lekki, Ekpe Jebode will give me good rent. The one in Abeokuta will give me good rent. The one in Ibadan. This is how you build a reliable and a profitable real estate investment portfolio. Until I come your way in the next video, very well. Thank you very much. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that have been supporting us on Property Matters. And for those, okay, who have not subscribed, come on, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when I drop a video, a very important personality will be the very first person to see. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. God bless you. Bye.